So here's the follow-up part 2. So remember I had said you play and then the negate and then you play the preparation and gets negated. Actually this one stays on the field. He said the 2 skill drain. So he already wasted 2 of his cards and he's probably gonna use monster effects to extend. Because that's how it is. This is the only card you have in your hand. So the next turn they normal and special, and they're both probably like 1,000 something, so they can't extend to higher monsters. So how do you know? Because you activate the skill drain, so then they just attack them. Then after that you draw, and then you get this. You can use this to bring him back for defense, or you can wait it out, look at the field, see if you can take it. If you can, then take it. I mean, you're not gonna win anyway, so I would just let it go. If you lose, just scoop up, it doesn't matter. But they hit you, he summons 2 or 3, it doesn't matter. You take the hits, you end your turn, then you draw Magician's Souls. People start saying that I don't have the cards or whatever, because it's always the same, right? People are always saying I don't have the cards. They're right here. So you draw, and then you're gonna see an extension here. Usually Dark Magician is the strongest monster in play when you have skill drain. So Magician Souls, you're gonna dump Dark Magician to the graveyard. Then you're gonna trigger the effect of Magician Souls to special summon him, sending the Magician Souls to the graveyard. Why, you ask? Because you're gonna activate Restage, so I'll show you right now. So then you trigger the effect of Magician Souls. Should I shuffle? I want to make sure it's a good shuffle. Then after that, trigger effect, it'll special summon. Then obviously you trigger the effect. And I think I put the Magician's Right Hand this turn, but activate. Then you activate this effect. You get rid of both the skill drain and that one. And I don't know if I put the right hand in right now. I need to look. Oh yeah, I did. So you draw 2 cards, and you draw, excuse me, these. And then it triggers the restage in the graveyard. You draw 3. You can attack with the Dark Magician if you wanted to kill something. If not, you just leave it like that. So with this play, you drew 3 cards. So then from here, you have it normaled, right? So you would first play to negate the first spell, so it's your first Omni, and then you're gonna go ahead and play Preparation, draw Illusion, draw Rod. Yeah, you draw Rod. You can go into Dragoon already if you want, or you can search for Circle. It's really up to you. Since I have skill drain face down, another one, I would just go for Eternal Circle Banish. You could do the Dragoon later. I mean, it's up to you. Or you know what? You could probably actually you already have this, so you don't need. Okay, then you could just go for the Circle and Dragoon. Your normal, you would normal rod, Circle. And remember, we're going against a lot of negations. Um, so you draw, and then you stack the top, and then you draw circle. Then at this point, you're gonna wanna tribute, and you bring a Dragoon. You're gonna play the circle. 1, 2, 3. Dark magic attack. Perfect, because you need a discard. Set that to be able to draw. Then set eternal. So this is gonna be game right here. So the correct sequence is they're gonna play whatever they play. Don't trigger skill drain, because what they're doing is they can't out the Dragoon. So what you do is you have to endure the heat, because if you don't do it that way, they're gonna use Feather and blow your backboard. But obviously you have Omni Negate here, but there's no telling they can play another spell. So what I would do, you don't trigger the skill drain. Act like it's not even there. The only way you trigger it is to try to get rid of your backboard. So so there you go, you got him. So you're gonna pop, then you're gonna be banishing. You got skill drain, but don't trigger it, because it's gonna be easy for them to out the Dragoon. So after this, you end your turn. He's not gonna be able to do nothing. So then, what you're gonna do is he's gonna play a spell. It's gonna be negated. Even if he kaijus, let's say he kaijus, whatever he plays, if it's a monster, nobody cares. Even if he pops this, when he sets a fuel spell trap or whatever in the back, you go after it. So you special, then you banish the back row, and then you trigger the effective rod. It goes back to your hand. So next turn you draw. So then what you're gonna do is you're gonna try to attempt to go into a Dragoon. So the way you do it, so what you do is check to see if we dumped any Dark Magician girls. No, just the Dark Magician. So you wanna go for secrets. So what you do right here, I would actually go for draw power, because you always want to go for draw power. Draw 1, 2, and then the spellbook engine is dead because you already used 2 of them, so it can be used for discard. So if you want Upstart Goblin, you draw another one, you draw another rod. So what you do is here, special Dark Magician, and you banish anything you want, preferably back row. Yep, you're in the back row, or the monster, it doesn't matter. And then you're gonna go into Inmuk. You already know this combo. So you're gonna set, if you needed more back row removal, Dark Magic attack, You set the secrets. Next turn, obviously, special banish, and then go into Dragoon, another Dragoon. And then we're gonna attempt to revive the one in the graveyard up. Speaking of the card that I needed, so Dark Magic Veil, 1,000 is a small amount to pay to bring Dragoon back from the graveyard. And you can, so you have banish, negate one of the spells, and if it gets too crazy, skill drain. But when Dragoon's out, you don't want it active. There's nothing that you need it active for. A lot of people, they get what's it called? They get too excited and they trigger skill drain. Don't trigger it, because the moment you trigger it, you kill Dragoon, because Dragoon's no longer an Omni Negate. And usually Kaijus are the only one that can get past it. And even if it does, you can bring Dark Mission, and we already went through that. So you just sit back. You got 3 negations, and the deck is gonna be building more. So let's say you draw another one, Illusion of Chaos. So now you could do with this one, you could get Magician Souls, and then this Soul Servant. You can go into a Dragon Knight now, or Dragoon. So that's a good example. So I just showed you right now, and we went through some negations, because every negation you take, that makes your opponent's hand smaller, because the negations, they use monsters. So also I try to make the deck to where you're able to go to a Dragoon with 6 cards. For the most part, we're gonna give it a go. The way that I build the deck, I try to do it at least 90% of the time to go through a Dragoon. So basically he's gonna have Omni Negation. And remember, when you go second, the deck changes. You should be entering your side deck into it. Yeah, the side deck needs to be entered going second all the time. You play Dark Rulers No More, or you increase more cards if there can only be one, or you can even use Kaijus, Nibiru, whatever you want to use. Going second, the deck should not be the same, because they might have way too many negations for you. Right now, there's tier zeros and whatnot. So going second, don't play the deck normal, change it, add the cards to it. Yeah, add the cards to it to clear the backfield. I usually would put the 3 Dark Ruler No More, or some Kaijus, but we're just gonna try it straight up as the main deck without side decking. But we're gonna see if we can get through it. So here we are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you're gonna play the right hand first, and that's gonna stop their first spell. So guess what? They're gonna Omni Negate it. He's at 4,000 now. So this is what we're gonna do. Preparation of rites. Magician Souls, substitute for Jester right now. Dump Dark Magician to the graveyard. Use the effect, special summon him. If you wanted to use the circle first, you can. But you're not going to be able to search the card that you need, right? A priority right now, in my opinion, is getting rid of that Dragoon. Nothing else matters. So you can play the sequence however you feel like it. And you stuck the Chaos back on top, and then it got shuffled because you used the effect. And then what you do is stack Apprentice Illusion, and now he's 4,000. 500 attack boost. And you always want to do draw power. So that got rid of the Dragoon. So you always want to do draw power, like I said. So you're gonna go ahead and play Spellbook, Magician and Prophecy, and you're gonna go into the draw power because you're gonna want to establish the board. So you get that, you get this and that, and then you're gonna draw 2 cards. You took a Omni Negate, so we're gonna draw 2 cards. We're gonna get 1, 2, and you have it normal, right? So this is so broken right here. So what we're gonna do here, let's see, I think. Okay, so we're gonna play Magician's Rod, Salvation. We're gonna set the Eternal. Excuse me. And then we're gonna trigger the effect of Restage, and you're gonna bring back Magician Souls from the graveyard. This is on the same turn. And then you're gonna use the effect, send 2 for cost, draw 2, 1, 2, and after that you're gonna play Upstart Goblin, draw another one. So we got another Dark Magician. So then you're gonna link these 2. This one's face down. And you're gonna bring what's his name? Whelp. Huh, that's weird. Where'd he go? I don't see him. Oh, there he is. So you bring Whelp, Trigger, Dragoon. All in the first turn, you see what I mean? And you're not done yet, you have these cards in your hand. Well, this one got sent to the graveyard. If you need to link to absorb or whatever, then on top of that, we're gonna play Circle. You're gonna get 1, 2, 3. So at this point, you're gonna wanna search for something specific. So we're gonna get Soul Servant, and I'd rather stack Terraforming in case you need a Mystic Mine. So then it's his turn. Let's say, for instance, he plays a Kaiju, for example. He plays a Kaiju, and then he summons a monster and attacks. 2 monsters and attacks. You can either bring Dark Magician or not. It's really up to you. You have a run in your hand. You don't need it. If he tries to set a card in the back or something, trigger the effect, you get banished. And then we're gonna draw Terraforming. If at this point you're in danger, Mystic Mine, and that's gonna be it for him. If you want to go into another Dragoon, you can, another Dragoon. So the way you do it, you play what's the name? Rod. We had actually already played. You just get another Soul Servant. Just get another soul servant, and you're gonna end up stacking and drawing, and you already know what it is. So, yep, you're gonna go into your second dragoon. Tribute it, fusion, second dragoon. What the heck is going on with my monsters, man? Is it in the graveyard already? What the heck? What, did I summon 3 of them already? Wow. That's crazy. Alright, so I guess that's our third copy unless I made a mistake somewhere. But we summoned, I guess we summoned 3 Dragoon. So at this point, you want to search for your Mystic already, or if you have Secret Village of the Spellcasters, activate it. I'm gonna get Mystic. Yeah, at this point, it's gonna be a wrap for him. You already know the sequence here. You're gonna be negating any problematic, anything that's too problematic. Chaining to Rod and Banish. You're gonna get it to your hand. When you have this field, you don't need to board out anymore. You just need to sit back and relax and control the duel. Try to establish more negations. So I would go into the Rod to make more follow-up plays. Yeah, that's pretty much it. From here, you just sit back. You draw next turn, and then you just banish, draw, banish. There can only be one. That's gonna be a wrap. So that's going through a lot of destruction and whatnot. And you saw the plates. I would have to go back in the video, but I think they summoned 3 Dragoons. But yeah, that's just an example of what goes on. So you just have to remember, all that happens is they blow up your back row and they get rid of your Dragoon. Nothing else happens. So once you got that down, like once you understand that, you're gonna try to protect it. In my version, I try to play 3 Apprentice Illusion, only to bring Norito, because I want a bunch of negations, interruptions, like 4. But if you don't want to, you don't have to. But all you have to do is just a bunch of draw power and outing out your opponent. And I'm thinking of the future. I'm always thinking of the future of whatever I do. I'm thinking what my opponent is gonna do next. Oops. That's what I'm always thinking. What is my opponent gonna do next? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So another opening hand. So 2 Illusion and Chaos with Magician Soul Servant, and you might think like, man, what a brick hand. It's not. Not all your. Sometimes your opponent doesn't respond, and those are those you're supposed to be winning 100%. If your opponent doesn't respond and you don't win the duel, then it means you suck. Your deck suck. So yeah, so you want to activate it, Magician Souls, or Soul Servant, and then you're gonna dump a Dark Magician to the graveyard. Everything's a sequence. And then you're gonna stack him obviously right, and then you dump the Dark Magician, and then the Soul Servant comes out in the field. I'm sorry, that's a lie. That is a lie. You summon the Dark Magician. Then you play Restage. Then you bring the Soul Servant. I mean Magician Souls. Then what you do is you use this card to stack Salvation. Or you could use you could stack Circle. We're gonna do Circle. So you're gonna stack Circle.